Coming up on Canning What You Grow, we're going to make some delicious tomato juice cocktail. Welcome to Canning What You Grow. I'm Holly Baird. Today we're making tomato juice cocktail. Now this isn't quite like a vegetable juice that you get at the store. This is more like you can probably make Bloody Marys with it, but it's still gonna be delicious. It's still gonna be tomatoey. We do add a few other vegetables other than the tomatoes, but not as much as like a vegetable juice that you would get to drink as a juice. But you can still, it's still good for you. It's got the tomatoes and stuff. So you want to, it's pretty simple actually to make this. You want to quarter your tomatoes, and you can use any variety of tomatoes, whatever you want. We're going to run them through the food mill, so we don't have to peel them ahead of time. And in fact, all we have to do, we're going to use these cherries, even though cherries aren't really meant for canning, and all we have to do is just take the stems off and get them in there as well. So we're going to do that, and then we're also adding some carrots and onions, or you could do celery and onions. And I know you're thinking, okay, are you pressure canning this or hot water bath canning this? You're adding low acid vegetables. Well, we are hot water bath canning it, but because what's going to happen, these vegetables are going to cook down with the tomato, and we're going to run it through the food mill. So it's basically just adding the flavor. It's going to add it's like adding carrot juice or onion juice to your tomato juice cocktail. So since it's such a small amount, and we're also adding the bottled lemon juice and some sugar, it'll help make up for the low acidity. The high acidity of the tomatoes will help make up for the low acidity. So when you make this recipe, you want to make sure you follow the amounts of the vegetables you're adding, so you don't add too many, and possibly, turn the acidity different. So I'm just going to get these chopped up, and then we're going to put them on the stove, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so we have our tomatoes here. We got them quartered, and we're going to let them cook down. What's going to happen is they're going to release their juices as they cook down. And you can mash them. We mash them a little bit just with a spoon like this. Mash them to release the juices. And when I was tossing them in there, I was squeezing some of them too. And I have the carrots and the onion in there as well. So once it starts to cook, you want to cook it down for about 15 minutes. And then you run it through your food mill here, and we'll show you that when we get there. Alright, so we've let this cook down a bit. Now we're going to put it through our new food mill. This is our new big thing here, and it's pretty cool. We used to use this other one for all sorts of stuff, and it was kind of a pain. It's good. This is great for like making cranberries and small batches of like applesauce and all that, but this is more our speed. So what happens is, okay, so the good stuff that you want comes through the chute here, and then the bad stuff comes through the back end. You want to make sure you have a bucket or something back there, and then you just crank it, and I can kind of push it through as I'm cranking it. But as you can see, it's coming out. So it's a little bit of an investment for us. We did find a good deal online. We did have to, it was a little bit of back ordered, a few days or something, and we had to wait a little bit. But this is our new food mill deal. Now if you don't have one of these, like I said, you can simply use one of these things. If you don't have that, you can take a strainer and a spoon and just mash everything through, and then you'll have to discard the peels and the seeds and all that stuff. So I'm going to keep this going here, and then we'll get to the next step. Alright, so we're to the end here of our tomatoey stuff. And so this thing, we could have put a low bowl or something, but we want to get it all into the stock pot because we're going to put it back on the stove. So we elevated it here on a stool, and then our Dutch oven deal, and then this. So I'm just going to finish, I think I'm pretty much done cranking this out, and then we'll get on the stove. Okay, so now we have this juice, as you can see, tomato juice. And we're just going to let it cook down a little bit. Not much, it's pretty juicy. You can let it cook down anywhere from 20 minutes, 10 minutes to a half an hour, kind of to desire what you want. I'm just trying to get it hot at this point. It's how I like it. And then we're going to add some other things. We add some lemon juice and some spices. And once we get this super hot, I'm going to add those items, and I'll show you what we're adding. Okay, so we've been letting this simmer for a little bit here. Now we're adding a combination of bottled lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, sugar, salt, and a little bit of hot sauce if you want to. And I'm just going to go ahead and add that right now. And it looks like my sugar and salt didn't quite all make it, but that's okay. We're going to bring this back up to close to a boil, and then we'll be ready to can it. Okay, so now we're ready to can, and we are going to use these. We have some pint jars, and then we're going to use these, I believe they're 24-ounce jars. And the reason being is because I do like to drink vegetable juice every day. So that's basically 3 servings. So I'm going to give it a 1/2 inch headspace, and you're just going to get them in here. It's pretty easy. Doing juice or soup is pretty straightforward, so you don't have to worry about adding a brine. You're just adding it directly to the jar. Okay, I'll check here. And just a smidge more. There we go. Then we're going to wipe around our lid here, our rim. And these are a wide mouth, so I'll get my wide mouth lid, wide mouth ring. And look at that. Now if you had some combination of different colors of tomatoes, red, green, purple, orange, yellow. So we got kind of an orangish color, excuse me, orangish color juice there, but that's okay. It's still tomato, still good. All right, get this in my canner here. All right, I'm gonna get the rest of them going. Okay, so it's time. I'm gonna go ahead and get these out of here. And again, when you get them out of the canner, you want to make sure you put them on either a wire rack or can you hear that ping? Or a towel, so you don't put them directly onto a cool surface. So I'm gonna get the rest of these out here real quick. Okay, so there's our tomato juice cocktail, and it's ready to go out of the canner. You want to wait 24 hours, label, and then not get rid of them, store them. After you label them, take the rings off, and then you're good to go. You can have a fresh tomato juice to enjoy every day or whenever you want to. I'm Holly Baird. Thank you for watching. This has been Canning What You Grow. For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.